Hi guys, this is Anna from Anna and Ivy, and today I will show you our new collection, our watch collection. So first of all, I will go through all the different elements you will find in this collection. Then I will show you how to use it, and on the third part I will show you how to use the bonus, the Premiere Pro template, which allows you to create this wavy kind of font animation. So let's start with the first thing to see what's inside. So we have several different folders in here. So the first folder is the TextWrap graphic template for Premiere Pro. I will show you later how to use it. Then you have two different lengths of the animation. So you have short ones which are 50 seconds long, which is perfect for Instagram stories. So these also have the size of Instagram stories. If you flip it to the right or to the left, you can also use it for YouTube videos. So these are all 50 seconds, and the long ones are about 1 minute long. So the next thing is you will find ready to use ones in here, which I already prepared for you. So if you want to make a story, Instagram story, simply send it to your phone or download it to your phone, and then you can use it right away. It's also 50 seconds long, and let me see, has this animation with the color already done here. So there are different parts. So the other ones we have here are the short high resolution. This is basically the same you can find in the short number 2 here, but the resolution is higher in case you want to make more, in case you want to make a higher quality video. But the first resolution should be totally fine for Instagram stories, for example. The high resolution files, you really don't need them if you only want to make like Instagram stories or social media content, because those are much bigger in size than the other ones, which first of all takes longer to download if you don't have a stable Wi-Fi, and also takes longer to render if you use it inside of Photoshop, for example. But if your Wi-Fi connection is like super quick and your Mac or PC is fast, you can also use these. The other point is that the short mid-resolution or normal resolution and the long normal resolution ones can be used on the phone. Those with a high resolution can't be used on the phone because your phone doesn't recognize this format. Just to make this clear. If you have any questions left about this, please make sure to send me a message, but normally you should be good to go with the normal resolution files. So we also have this ready colored ones here, so you have like the same 3 folders but with a higher resolution. Then the other thing we have is a PSD I made for you, which contains all the different blending modes. But first of all, I will show you how to use it, and then I will explain the blend modes. I already opened a document inside of Photoshop, but you can use this whole collection inside of Photoshop and Premiere Pro, After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, which is for free, by the way. And basically in every video application or program which contain or will give you the possibility to use blend modes on layers. So this is the only thing you have to keep in mind. If you use, I don't know, maybe iMovie has it, I really don't know, because I don't use iMovie. But if you have a program which supports blend modes, then you can use this collection. So and the TextWrap is only for Premiere Pro, so just keep this in mind. Yeah, let's start. It's quite easy, to be honest. So I've made this Instagram story inside of Photoshop because we mostly use our collections inside of Photoshop. I will explain it over here, but it's basically the same in the other programs I've mentioned before. So I will remove this one, and I already put a text in here. So the first thing to do is to choose a background. I will make a solid color, like maybe this one. This, we don't need this anymore, and I will lock this over here. And then I will choose one of the shorts, maybe this one, from the folder, and drag it to my Photoshop document. Press enter, and you need to drag it on top of your composition if you want to have the text also. I'm sorry if this is super loud, but we have a storm outside, so I hope you don't mind if it's super loud outside. So where did I stop? You can use it below the text or above, it's up to you. So let's leave it below the text. So the next thing we will do, we will use blend modes. So you will find the blend modes over here, and you can play around with them like this. You can see, like, using overlay makes it like look like this, soft light, hard light, and so on. So you can also use luminosity, which makes the whole thing a bit darker, but I will use overlay, and then I will copy this layer, and then I will use screen like this. So this is the effect I got. If I grab this and put it on top of the font, you will see the font, because the color is darker, changes a bit. So you can decide to put it down here or on top, and maybe change the opacity of the font a bit like this. Or what you can also do is, and this is a bit more advanced, you can copy again one of them, put it on top of your font, make a clipping mask with Alt, hold Alt on your keyboard, and then like this, and then you change your blend mode individually for your font. So maybe this one looks nice. So always keep in mind that the blend modes behave different depending on the color you have below. So not the color itself, but the lightness and darkness of the color. So this is how I would make this. So we have the hard light for the text, because the text is darker, and we have the screen and overlay mode for the color. So switching over to the document I've mentioned before, you will find in here different settings I've used. So when you open one folder, you will always see what kind of mode I used and if I changed the opacity, and you can play in here around with the color to see how this affects your illustration or background. So then we have soft light, then we have luminosity, screen and luminosity combined, and for example 2 times screen and then put in the folder and then put it on multiply. So you can play around with this whole thing to see what the end result will look and how it will look the best. I mean, you can decide how to make it look. So if you want it more darker or lighter, yeah. So we have this situation over here, and we will work with this in the next step. So If you want to create this wave effect without an animation inside of Photoshop, you can simply use a filter over here. Select your text, go to Filter, then go to Distort, I hope I pronounce it right, and go to Wave. Here we go. Now it asks me if I want to rasterize or convert to smart object. In this case, because I used because I used this water on top, I will deselect the clipping mask, go to my text, convert it to a smart object, and then redo the clipping mask. Now I can go to Filters, Distort, and Wave. Here we go. So I already used the settings. You can use your own settings if you like, but this worked in my first test quite well. And here we go. So the next thing is we want to have a video. So we go to Window, Timeline, make it a bit smaller, put this down here, and then we will create a video timeline. Don't create the frame animation. Click here, and here we go. Now we can see that some layers are shorter than our video clip, which is 50 seconds long in this case, and we will simply drag this to the right. So now we have our animation. As I often mention, Photoshop is not a video tool or video program, and this is why this looks a bit off. But you can of course use this whole thing inside of any other video program, as I mentioned before, which allows you to use blend modes. So this is basically it. If you want to play around, do whatever you want. Just keep in mind, the more video layers you put in here, the longer it takes for the video to render. So we go to File, Export, and then Render Video. So select the folder where you want to save this whole thing. I will save it to the collection, so you can simply use it right away. And then make sure your size is set to document size. And I changed the frame rate to 29. You can also use 24 frames per second. It's totally up to you. 29 is totally fine because all the videos are rendered in about 30 seconds. 30 frames per second. So now click on Render. So this will take a bit because Photoshop, as I mentioned before, is not a video program, so it takes a bit longer. But as I said before, you can also use Premiere and any other video program which allows you to use blend modes. I think I said it like 4 times now. So now our video is ready, and here we go. This is how it looks. Super cute, in my opinion. I really like this effect. I'm really happy how it turned out. Sorry. So here we go. We are inside of Premiere Pro. I don't want to explain too much how I set up my Premiere and how to use it because I already have a tutorial. You can find it on our YouTube channel where I explain how I set up my Premiere Pro and how I use it and how you can export the videos. So this is only for the text rope animation in case you already know how to use Premiere. So I already prepared a story-sized JPEG document, so it's faster to work with. I will leave it inside of the collection so you can use it too, and then simply drag it to your timeline. here we go. So let it make fit, and now I will add my text walk plugin. So we have the Essential Graphics over here. If you don't see this in the editing section, go to Window, and then you will find the Essential Graphics panel here, and then I click on the small icon. Here we go, and simply import the text warp. Yeah, I already have it inside here, so I will overwrite it for the example. Let me see. Here we go. We have this text warp, and we drag it on top of our JPEG inside of our composition. So let's see, our background image is not big enough, not long enough. So the whole text warp animation is 1 minute long, and it looks like this. And we will use it now. So if you click on this whole thing, you will find inside of your Essential Graphics panel on the Edit section all the settings you can make. So you can write whatever you want in here and use any font you want. Let me see. Let's use this one, and then make it smaller, bigger, whatever you like. Just make it over here with this settings, not with the scale section on the effect controls, because if you use this one, it can be a bit blurry after you render it. So please use the settings over here. Then you can change the warp amount. Here we go. It's going to look crazy. And the warp size. And then you can also change the complexity if you want to make something really crazy. I know. So then you can also change the position where you want to have it here, and of course the color. Change the color. Here we go. Oh, this is so ugly. Let's make it more friendly. So here we go. Now when you make preview this whole thing, you will see this animation is bubbling. So this is how you use the Premiere Pro small Essential Graphic template to animate the font. You can of course go from here with all the settings, all the water animation. So simply grab this whole thing over here. As you can see, it's only 50 seconds long because I used the short size one. And here we go. Now we can change the blend modes. You will find it on Effect Control, and I will use screen in this case, or maybe now overlay because it's too light. And here we go. This is the text animation. You can use every font you have on your computer, so it's totally up to you. This only works also on PC or Mac, and of course laptop, but not on iPad version, or it doesn't work on Adobe Rush 2, I think. So it only works on the Premiere Pro desktop version, not the iPad or the iPhone version. Now we can export our video clip. I use Command M as a quick shortcut. And these are the settings I have for my video. It's H264. This is the normal code settings I use for exporting videos, and then simply export it, and yeah, that's basically it. So I hope I could explain everything what I wanted to explain to you in this tutorial. Sorry if this is some kind of chaotic here and there, but I really hope you could follow along with this explanation I wanted to give you, and I hope you enjoy this collection. Yeah, wishing you a lot of fun. If you have any questions left, please feel free to send me a message, and yeah, see you there. Bye!